All right, Cowboys fans. I told you guys earlier when the Cowboys signed Kavontae Turpin, it's going to be Turpin time. And it looks like the head man in charge, Mr. Jerry Jones himself, agrees. So tune in, and I'm going to tell you why Jerry Jones agrees with Big Pat Sports Talk and Team Up Sports that it's going to be Turpin time in Dallas. Let's get it. All right, what's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Dallas Cowboys fans. Jerry Jones is impressed with what Kavontae Turpin is doing so far with the Dallas Cowboys, newly signed from the USFL MVP. And they say they're very excited about what Kavontae Turpin can do for this team. We're going to look into an article and go into exactly what Mr. Jerry Jones said about Kavontae Turpin. So let's get into it. As you can see here, they asked him about the wide receivers, and this is what he said. He said there might be some questions around the wide receiver position, which there is in Dallas, with CeeDee Lamb being the number one receiver, the loss of Amari Cooper, James Washington. He has injury concerns coming over from Pittsburgh. They have Jalen Tolbert, Vasher. They've been making plays in camp. The newly signed Kavontae Turpin. So this is what he said there are some questions about the receiver position in Dallas, but with this article, Jerry Jones doesn't sound concerned at all. He says not only is he excited about CeeDee Lamb, but he's excited about the guys that are practicing behind him. He says, I feel really good about our receivers. He said, personally, the receiver position, I don't think he has a concern, especially with the newly signed Kavontae Turpin, the newly signed James Washington. When Michael Gallup gets healthy, he believes that the Cowboys will be fine. But let's get back into what Jerry Jones says. He says, I feel good about our receivers. I haven't been asked that question, but I personally feel very good about our receivers. He says, I like Tolbert a lot. Like I said, he likes James Washington a lot as well. And he says, I like the young ones knowing where else we can go with the ball. I like our receivers. Clearly, the Cowboys have some big plans for the newly signed receiver return for Kavontae Turpin. Jones was actually asked about the plans for Tony Pollard, and he couldn't help but compare him to Turpin. Basically, what he's saying is he like to see both those guys have a similar type role to where they can be used all over the field. He says, I like to see Tony Pollard do anything that we do with Turpin, and vice versa. He like to say, I like to see Turpin do anything we want to do with Pollard. Turpin's going to be the kick returner, punt returner from the jump. I think he's going to be one of the best kick returner, punt returners in the NFL from the jump. But he also says that Turpin has some unique abilities that they want to see on the field and want to translate that on the field to get points on the field. And I can't agree with him more. Jerry Jones knows that it's going to be Turpin time here in Big D. And you guys should be very excited, man. This guy, and really only starting 7 games with the USFL, had 500 receiving yards. 316 yards of those came after the catch. Yards after the catch is what Kavontae Turpin brings. That's what's going to make you guys' offense exciting again. He has the same capabilities that CeeDee Lamb has as far as getting the ball in his hands and making something happen. So imagine having CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Turpin, and Washington on the field at the same time with Pollard in the backfield. Dak has a lot of options out there. Imagine Kavontae Turpin switching field position for you guys with the kick return and punt returns. Your defense holds, they punt the ball from their 10-yard line, they get the ball to the 40, and Kavontae Turpin can take it to the house or bring it all the way to the opponent's side of the field and switch the field for you. So now you guys have a short field to work with a lot of weapons out there. It's not he's able to take the pressure off of Zeke Elliott and Pollard in the run game, that you guys won't have to run the ball as much this year if you have somebody that you can just throw a quick out to and he makes one person miss. Good luck. So Jerry Jones clearly sees the talent that Kavontae Turpin has. That's why they worked the way they did to bring him in. I don't think they gave any indication that they weren't going to bring Kavontae Turpin in. They made it happen, and I'm proud of them. I believe Kavontae Turpin is going to do a lot of things for you guys. So, I mean, Jerry Jones loves him, man. He brought him in for a reason, and he's going to do a lot of things for you guys. So, Kavontae Turpin, as you can see on the field, he's electric, man. Just get the ball in his hands. He'll do anything he has to do to get that ball in the end zone or get the first down for you guys. He has very quick feet, and he's going to do a lot of things for the Cowboys. And I can't wait to see him on the field this year, man. It's going to be dynamite. And Cowboys fans, what do you think is going to happen with Kavontae Turpin this year? Do you think that he's going to shine? Do you think that he's going to make the roster? I know he's going to make the 53-man roster because he's going to be your primary kick return, punt returner. So it's going to be a great season for Mr. Turpin, man. Proud of him. He's very humble. He's very laser focused. He's coming off an MVP season in USFL, so he's in great shape. And they just love what he does. They love what he brings. They love the speed. They love everything that this kid brings to him, man, and can't be more proud of him. So, Kavontae Turpin, number 2 on your schedules, and it's going to be Turpin time in Big D this year. So, Jerry Jones says that Kavontae Turpin is one of the most exciting players that he's excited about this upcoming season. So, you guys, look into it, root for the kid, or don't root for him. It's up to you, but he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. He's been proving people wrong for the last 2 years, playing over 4 leagues and dominating, and now he has his chance in Big D, and I think he's going to make a big impact for the Dallas Cowboys. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been Big Pat Sports Talk with Team Up Sports. Kavontae Turpin, one of the most exciting players Jerry Jones is waiting to see on that field in Big D. So, until the next episode, peace.